Well,
This is Grant Troop with the Ag Reports Network, Mid-Atlantic correspondent. I'm here today with Dan Atkins of Lebanon, Pennsylvania, Lebanon County, and we're in some corn here in the last week of July. Pretty tall. We're certainly not going to reach the tassels. And Dan's going to tell you a little bit about what went on in this field this year so far, and see if we can do a little prognosticating on what kind of yield we can look at. Dan, what do you think? Corn looks pretty good out in this section of the field.
yeah, it does. I mean, considering conditions this year, I'm fairly happy with it. This field was taken out of alfalfa last year, put into corn, and then put in rye to chop this spring. Rye was chopped this spring and going into corn again. Planted a population of 32,000. Final population was about 31. Manure was put on before the rye at about 8,000 gallons to the acre, and then this spring, again after the rye had been taken off at 8,000 gallons to the acre. The rye had 30 units then put on it to give it that boost there in the spring. And then planting, we applied, the corn was treated with 1250, and then applied 200 pounds of ammonia sulfate per acre with the planter. And so far, I'd say pretty happy with it. Field was sprayed with Liberty. It's a Liberty Link tolerant corn. I'd say, considering some of the conditions we had this spring and the fact that getting things done in a timely manner was difficult, I'd say weed control is fairly good. Would like to see it cleaner, but all in all, pretty happy with what's out here.
Okay, thanks, Dan. We're in the middle of the field. Looks pretty green, pretty lush. Ears about head high where they're starting to shoot silks out, and I think pretty good potential here if we get some rain yet in this soil. This is the shaly soil part of the county, and frequent rains are a pretty important component in getting high yields. And also nitrogen management becomes more critical, where we're trying to look at controlling that early at planting nitrogen application, keeping that rate at about 10 times the CEC. The CECs on these shale soils a little lower than some of the other deep soils, the limestone soils in the southern part of the county. So you got to manage nitrogen just a little bit differently, unless you have an animal operation like Dan does here, and then you put the manure out and some starter and see if it doesn't take you through the season. Okay, thanks, Dan.